And a lot of new information has been coming in since yesterday's failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and it's left me with a lot of questions. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and my main question is, how the heck did this happen? Whatever side you are politically, this is not the way, and I hope we can all agree on that. And that's how I want to cover this story if we continue. I want to know if you want me to cover this, because so much has come in, and I want to play some of it. I'm a little confused. Now, I'm not trying to say this is staged. I'm not at all. And I don't even want to talk politics. I actually want to share a quick tweet before I even begin that I think speaks true. I never liked this man, and I never will, but this photo swells me with pride. In America, we settle our differences with ballots, not bullets. The image of a presidential candidate, blood on his cheek, defiantly signaling he's still here, should make every red-blooded American weep. Now, I agree. Sadly, this tweet was then used to be political. People are using it to campaign, and that's the problem. I don't want to campaign here. I also just don't want misinformation to be out there, and I want to get to the bottom of how this happened and how do we stop it again. This is one of the most iconic, biggest pop culture moments I can think of. It's also true crime, guys, so I think it's something we could attempt to cover for at least we're going to try, and I'm going to see how you react to this and tell me if you want to see more. I want to start here with this tweet I shared last night. Now, I'm not trying to imply things are staged. I know many people are, and honestly, I can't blame them based on some of the pieces I'm seeing. I want to first start with this, which is this image. Why was Secret Service allowing him to take this photo opportunity moment? Now, it is a photo opportunity moment. Whether the cameras caught it or not, he wanted to tell his base he was fine. He wanted to be defiant. And honestly, good for him. It was impressive. But that's part of the problem here. We have this moment, and listen to the audio. I want to play it with the audio. Wait. And for 10 seconds, this Secret Service allows his head to be exposed. I'm sorry, what the hell is this? Now, a lot of you were telling me in night chats, Andy, it was all clear. Was it? Was it all clear? Are they sure? How did they not see the first guy in the first place? Let's, in fact, go to the witnesses who've now come forward in some of the most damning interview footage I've seen, where they say they told everybody and they were ignored.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes?
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes?
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police and the Secret Service? We
were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here?
Great question.
This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started...
Anyway, so they get a little bit more specific, but he makes it very clear and reiterates at the end.
A few buildings around here. Why is Secret Service not on every building here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of questions, I think, that are going to come.
There's a whole bunch of questions.
A whole bunch of questions indeed, and I want to start with this. Why is Secret Service letting him get his shoes and expose his head when there was an active SHOOTER that they didn't even see the first place? And how do they know there aren't more? That's my issue here. Watch this now, knowing how much they missed before, and now they're just lifting them up.
Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
He's concerned about getting his shoes.
Let me get my shoes.
Watch out.
And then they're trying to block his face, and no, he knows better. I can't knock Trump for being a good marketer, and he knows there's an opportunity here to show strength, to fight back, to get that photo op, and I'm just shocked they let him. I'm shocked they let him. There's this is 10 seconds where they're just letting him be exposed to potentially more. The crowd's exposed. This is such a weird thing to see. This is terrifying. It's scary and good for Trump for being so defiant and standing up, not being afraid. But there they are, exiting, trying to do the most they can to block, because that's their job, is to create that human shield to protect at all costs. But it's a little strange to me. I don't fully understand why you would let him do this. I'm not editing it. I'm not pausing it. Look how long his head is exposed. And now you're going to say, Andy, they gave the all clear. There was no one else there. How do they know that? How do they know that? Why would you take that risk? Now, I'm not saying this means it's fake. It was all staged. But these are the types of things that are going to make people think that, and I can't fully blame them. Add to that now, we know the identity of the shooter. His name's Thomas. I'm sure we shouldn't even be saying his name, because that's why some of these people do this. But the most fascinating thing about him, as we've now learned and more details are coming forward, he was 20 years old, and he was a registered Republican. Now, he donated $15, I guess, a couple years ago to some Democratic organization, but this is not what most people wanted him. They expected he was some super hard liberal, clear, but we don't know the motive yet. We don't understand, but it is very strange that he was at 20, only registered, could only have done it a little bit ago, is a registered Republican. So there is still so many questions I have. I don't fully understand it. Are these Secret Service agents going to be checked? What happened? How did they allow that to get to this point? As this witness is showing, how did they miss it? And then we got this issue of these agents, sure, they're in chaos. This one agent doesn't even know where her own holster is. This clip, they're joking. It looks like Reno 911. It does a little bit to a point where it's this poor woman's trying to put her weapon away and can't even find it. How do you not have the muscle memory to know where it goes? They look like amateurs. All of them. It's bizarre to me. Something is fishy here. And again, what does that mean? Does that mean it's staged? No, I'm not jumping to that, because again, actual lives were lost. Now look, I know the government's corrupt, but I choose not to believe they're so evil that they would take lives for their own political gain. But for some of you, you're like, Andy, open up your eyes. It's possible. It's happened before. And based on some of the stuff I'm seeing come in, I just can't call these conspiracy theorists crazy, because something does feel off to me. But what do you think? Is this interview shocking to you as well? Are you surprised that Secret Service let him take this photo op? Politically, I understand why he did it. I understood why he wanted to do it, to show his strength and tell his supporters that he was okay. I get all that. But Secret Service is there to protect him at all costs and not let this happen. They let it happen, and then they let him expose himself. Something is off here. We're getting more and more. And if you want to see it as it comes in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for all alerts. Smash that like button and leave a comment down below. And please, I don't want to make this political. Do you want me to keep reporting on this topic without getting in the politics of it and treat it more like a true crime story? Let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate all you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet.